We are checking out the goods and bads of Black Beacon to let you know if it's worth your time. One of the biggest things that makes Black Beacon stand out is its story. It doesn't just toss you into a random battle with some vague prophecy. Instead, you get to explore a deep, myth-filled world centered around the legendary Library of Babel. You're not just a fighter here. You're someone important, a commander of an ancient organization called the M'An, responsible for protecting powerful artifacts and ancient knowledge. And the narrative doesn't hold back. From the moment you meet a mysterious man in the wasteland to stepping into the infinite library, the story keeps pulling you in with its mix of mystery, history, and mythology. It even takes inspiration from philosophical and scientific concepts like the world turtle and Eudoxus's method of exhaustion. Combat in Black Beacon feels fast and responsive. You get your usual set of action RPG tools, basic attacks, dodges, parries, ultimates, but the way they're used here makes things more engaging. Swapping characters mid-battle doesn't interrupt the flow. In fact, you can chain ultimates across your team for powerful combos. Then there's the stage skill. These game-changing abilities allow you to ignore cooldowns and energy requirements under certain conditions. This isn't just a nice bonus. It can completely flip a tough fight on its head and turn the tide in your favor. It also cuts out dead air during battles and keeps things fast and fun. Most mobile action RPGs use a third-person camera. Black Beacon goes for an isometric view instead, similar to games like Diablo. This might seem like a small detail, but it changes how you see the game. It makes you feel like a storyteller, a strategist watching from above, rather than just a fighter in the middle of the action. This top-down perspective fits perfectly with the game's theme. You're not just swinging a sword, you're guiding characters through a complex, mythological world. It reinforces your role as a commander, not just a combatant. Black Beacon doesn't just give you cool-looking characters. It gives you well-written ones with real emotional weight. Take the Tasni twins, Ninsar and Enki, as an example. One's deeply connected to the library and seems distant, while the other is bursting with creative energy. But together, their bond tells a story that feels human and personal. This level of character writing extends throughout the cast. You're not just collecting heroes for their stats. You're getting to know them, strengthening your relationships, and unlocking new layers of the story through your interactions. English voice acting is often hit or miss in gacha games, but Black Beacon hits the mark here. Characters have personality and emotion. Paired with well-directed animated cutscenes, the story feels alive. These cutscenes don't just show action, they help you understand what your character is seeing and feeling. And because the game uses a different camera view for its story scenes, you really get immersed in the world from the perspective of the protagonist. Let's be honest, gacha rates are a huge part of any mobile RPG. Fortunately, Black Beacon doesn't disappoint. The SSR rate is 1%, which is slightly better than many competitors. Even better, the pity system is generous. Soft pity starts at 40 pulls, and hard pity is at 70. The limited banners don't use the frustrating 50-50 system. Instead, you've got a 70-30 chance, and a guaranteed pull if you miss once. That's a lot more player-friendly than many other games out there. Let's talk about negatives of the game. While the top-down perspective works well for the story, it might not be everyone's favorite in terms of gameplay. If you're used to the close-up, over-the-shoulder combat of games like Genshin Impact or Punishing, Grey Raven, Black Beacon might feel a little distant or detached at first. It takes some getting used to. Even with the stage skills and combo systems, Black Beacon is still built on the same foundation as other mobile ARPGs. You have basic attacks, dodge rolls, ultimates, things you've seen before. If you've played a lot of these games, the core gameplay might feel a bit repetitive over time, especially during grindy content. Stage skills are exciting, but they're limited to specific story missions and high-level content. You don't get to use them freely in every battle. That means the best part of the combat system only shows up occasionally, which might leave you wanting more during regular gameplay. If you're the kind of player who just wants to log in, play a few quick rounds, and log out, Black Beacon's heavy focus on lore and mythology might feel like too much. The game throws a lot of information at you, and even though it's handled well, it still requires you to pay attention and absorb a lot of detail. Yes, the rates and pity system are better than most, but it's still a gacha game. You could still end up pulling the same character multiple times, or just not get the one you want. While it's more generous than other titles, the random nature of it might still frustrate some players, especially those who don't want to spend money. So, is it worth playing based on demo? If you love storytelling, lore, and unique character dynamics in your mobile games, Black Beacon is definitely worth checking out. But if you're only in it for quick battles and flashy skills, and you don't care about world building or mythological depth, then this might not be the game for you. And if you're curious about how Honkai Star Rail is doing in 2025, you definitely don't want to miss that review. Click the link and check it out now.